Okay, so I mute myself. Huh?
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name's Damien. I'm here today with Stuart.
Hi.
Oh, and JB also, who's muted himself. He'll be he's there for the Q&A afterwards. But welcome to our latest webinar series on BIM implementation. So this is our third webinar series. If you haven't seen the previous two on BIM management and BIM best practices, go and check them out. They're on our website and they're full of really great information on how to manage your BIM. But this series is actually about how to implement BIM. So we're going take one step back. Before you actually start doing the BIM, you have to get the BIM involved, like in your company. So that's what we're answering in this series. And today's episode is on making it easy to get the data you need. So over to Stuart to tell us about today's agenda.
Okay. Hi, everybody. As always, we'll have a fun little introduction to common mistakes that people often make. Then we'll go on to a little more depth and discuss the challenges and finally leverage the power of the cloud. So, Damien, you were telling us last week about your BIM implementation project. How's that coming along?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell, I think, at this point.
What do you mean?
Well, the management have made all sorts of decisions, but they didn't involve any of the team, so nobody really knows what's going on.
Well, yeah, that's quite common, really, unfortunately. Are these new processes helping?
Well, again, that's kind of hard to tell, too, because there's been a lot of pushback from the staff. So, people aren't actually on board with all the changes.
Okay. Are they doing anything to address the breakdown of the team?
Well, again, not really. There's never really been any incentive to collaborate with others in this team anyway.
So there's no system to help team members work together?
No, it's a lot worse than that. The practice is so scared to change. Some people still use pen and paper.
That does tend to make data sharing more difficult. So
it really does. Yeah, it really, really does. That's definitely what we're seeing here. And it's not just within the team. Sharing data with other stakeholders in the project can be really time consuming.
And I bet you're finding loads of clashes within the design as well.
Well, and again, it's worse than that because, we're having problem managing financials. It's been an absolute nightmare.
So that was a bit silly, but you get the point. These things happen out in the real world, and that's because of some of the challenges we face in the industry. But first, let's give this some context.
So despite the obvious benefits of BIM, the adoption is not universal. There's been a significant rise over the past decade. So in the 2020 BIM report on BIM adoption, it shows that BIM adoption has risen to the highest level to date, with 73% reporting they're currently aware of and using BIM, which is a pretty significant increase from the 2011 survey, where only 13% were using it and 43%, that's nearly half, were completely unaware of BIM. And that's compared with 1% in 2020.
According to international surveys, 65% of private sector owners and 70% of public sector owners require the use of BIM in new projects. That's a lot of potential work that many companies are just missing out on.
So following 2016, BIM adoption seemed to gather a lot of momentum as the UK government mandated that all public sector contracts would have to comply with BIM Level 2. So BIM Level 2 focuses on the collaborative environment. It requires all project and asset information, documentation, and data to be electronic, which supports efficient delivery at the design and construction phases of the project.
BIM is all about collaboration. That means we need to make sure that there is free-flowing data between all the stakeholders. An effective BIM implementation will make it easy for everyone involved to get access all the information they need to ensure success. So with that in mind, let's have a look at some of the challenges faced in achieving that.
So mismanagement of project data and ineffective teams cost about £12 million. BIM has the capacity to transform and enhance performance by decreasing inefficiencies, improving productivity, and increasing collaboration amongst project stakeholders.
Getting up to speed using BIM may seem daunting at first, with 48% of people identifying lack of training as the main barrier to using BIM, which may explain why 29% of people suggested they didn't experience increases in productivity. Like with many things, if you don't receive adequate training, then you may never unlock the full potential. The training journey can be made simple and straightforward and easy to put in place.
So when we talk about data, we're not just talking about the design and the model and the construction, but also the finances. So more than 60% of the capital investment in construction, invested in construction, doesn't meet the planned repayment dates. So financial data is critical and needs to be accessible and easily handled.
Investment in constructed facility represents a cost in the short term that returns benefits only over the long-term use of the facility. Thus, costs occur earlier than benefits, and owners of facilities must obtain the capital resources to finance the cost of the construction. A project cannot proceed without adequate financing, and the cost of providing the adequate financing can be quite large.
So 30% of the costs of construction project relates to rework. A collaborative approach requires sharing of data and can save time and cost on rework. Rework is the act of redoing or correcting work that wasn't done correctly the first time around, and it's unfortunately prevalent on construction projects. The construction industry spends about 130 billion with a B, that's a big capital B, on fixing errors according to the PlanGrid and FMI survey. So rework can happen for a variety of reasons, such as lack of supervision, insufficient information, limited resources, or failed communication, most of which could be avoided through better data sharing.
In general, it negatively impacts on projects, causing time and cost overruns. Most subcontractors and trades would agree that rework is unavoidable when given the right tools, but not many know the true cost of rework in construction. Estimates say that reworks typically cost about 5% of the overall contract value. While every part of the project won't necessarily be reworked, it's easy to see how these costs can start to add up. These overruns impact overall relationships between the trades, the subcontractors, general contractors, and the owner developers, which make it crucial to bring down the percentage of rework on a project.
Okay, so now we've talked about the common mistakes and we've covered some of the main challenges. So I guess it's time to give you all some ideas on how to leverage the power of the cloud. Yay, hurrah, let's go.
So heading to the clouds, while setting and following digital standards for data can be definitely reducing costs of unnecessary rework, some companies just don't have the time or staff to focus on managing their own construction data. Many companies look to outside resources to manage all of their construction information and documentation, so they can be free to focus exclusively on completing their build projects on time. If this is your company's situation, you can benefit from collaborating with a team of fully certified professionals who are experienced in managing constantly changing construction plan information.
With the help of the right services to manage your plan data and documents, the entire construction information management process, from system setup and administration to RFI handling and hyperlinking, plus the ongoing change management, can rest in the hands of trained construction industry professionals. You can help ensure there is one definitive and objective source of truth for your plans. This minimizes the risk of circulating inaccurate plan data, reducing the possibility of error while streamlining for increased productivity and cost efficiency.
In general business terms, cash flow is the movement of money in and out of a business, aka income and expenditure. More money is coming into the company than going out of it, then it has a healthy cash flow. But if more money is going out of it, then the cash flow will be negative. However, in construction, cash flow can mean different things. Client cash flow refers to the analysis when costs incurred and how much they will amount to during a project's lifespan. The ability to predict cash flow is vital so that the right level of funding and drawdown facilities are in place. While contractor cash flow is the money coming in to pay suppliers and subcontractors, if payment is delayed along the supply chain, it can have a negative effect on an impact on the project. There's some tips that we can give you how to keep that cash flowing in your construction business in the right direction.
All right, here we go. So first one, get to know your client really well. Don't just say you'll work with someone because it sounds like a good deal. Make sure they're going to be able to pay up on time by doing some research into previous projects. Get references from those they've worked with in the past before you sign any contracts.
Another one, keep clients well informed of any changes and the impact they might have. So when changes occur, your customers will be kept in the loop quickly and in accordance with the terms of your contract.
Perform cash flow projections. Get in the habit of performing your cash flow projections. So to create these forecasts, you'll need to know, you'll need to work out how much work you'll complete in any given month, how much you'll be able to bill, and how much you'll be required to pay suppliers and subcontractors. Once the project is over, compare your projections with the actual receipts and expenditure to ensure future projections are more accurate. Integrate your accounting system with your program management software to automate the processing of forecasting.
Rework in construction exists in most projects. However, there is a growing consensus that it is avoidable and unnecessary. Many firms are making conscious effort to avoid rework through improved communications, workflows, and streamlined processes. So here's some tips for you to get started.
There's many people and teams involved in a construction project, as we know. There's an owner, a general contractor, many subcontractors, field crews, designers, blah, 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 blah. Lots of teams. And so when someone makes a change, they need to inform every stakeholder in the communication chain. However, this isn't always the case. So mobile technology and project management apps make it a lot easier to handle communication between crews, contractors, and more. Having a communication record and ensuring there is open communication can dramatically reduce the amount of rework.
Change isn't bad. It's not always bad. Sometimes changes at the beginning of a project set it up for success. So, however, unnecessary late stage changes confuse stakeholders and often result in reworking. And there's a cost effect on that. So this is why it's crucial to include trades and subcontractors into early stages of a project and its development. When stakeholders include trades and subcontractors, they get the professional options of the doers. Trades and subcontractors can tell if a design is constructible. Knowing the constructability of a project in the beginning will prevent the change orders and late stage changes. Stakeholders must also agree to a stop date, a date that all non-essential, non-emergency changes should be completed.
BIM and virtual design and construction, or VDC, has been used to help contractors to see a conflict in project designs before construction. Having an extra step to see issues can help prevent rework. BIM experts can create a model for a project early in the construction phase, which they can then share with other stakeholders. This allows the project team to easily update the designs early on. Stakeholders can share feedback and resolve conflicts before production starts with the use of this technology.
Investing in project management technology will help construction firms minimize rework by improving accuracy, communication, visibility of activity, and so on. Subcontractors will be able to see everything that is occurring on a project in real time and may be able to catch a mistake before it happens. As mentioned before, technology fosters collaboration and quick communication that will save time in decision-making. Technology aids in detailed record keeping and keeps documents in a centralized place, which improves accuracy and contributes positively to productivity. Failure to keep detailed documents is a major cause of scrap or rework that is ultimately avoidable.
Right. So to recap, a successful BIM implementation will require a solid understanding of how to manage project data. There are many services out there to help you with this, so keep in mind that you want something that allows you to work collaboratively. Hoarding data may give you a clear picture of the state of the project, but if you're the only one that has access to that data, your project might be at risk. Keep track of your finances. Funding and investment are difficult to acquire, so you need to really keep on top of it. Make sure you can manage it so that you know how the project is developing and you can make the best decisions at any given time. And finally, make sure that your processes are not only effective, but understood by everyone. So make sure your whole team is on board with your collaborative data sharing.
Okay, so finally, as a thank you to everyone who attended today, we would like you to be offered a free, and I'll repeat that, it's a free BIM technology appraisal diagnostic.
Was that free? Is that free, Stuart?
That is definitely free.
Completely free.
Free, F-R-E-E. Normally charged at £1,250. So it's a good saving.
That sounds like a great deal. What do you get for it?
Well, in this diagnostic, we evaluate if your design and construction processes could run faster, if your projects are easily shared visually, how well you communicate and transfer your data, and if you could improve your quality, efficiency, and productivity. Your BRIM technology appraisal report will tell you what investment is required to improve your project's productivity and collaboration, as well as the ROI you can expect on your investment, which technology you could use to automate your processes, and then what actions are needed to close the gaps and how much money you need to invest to get the BIM that is right for you. A Driving Vision expert will conduct the interviews online, will issue a report and discuss our findings with you. Together, we'll decide the best way to implement the proposed solutions at your pace and according to your budget.
So all of that is completely free, just completely free.
Completely free.
No charge to anyone who is on the call today.
Absolutely no charge.
You lucky people. Okay.
Just before we go, I just want to let you know about our next episode happening on the 15th of September at 13:30. You're already signed up if you attended today, but go ahead and put in your diaries and obviously tell your colleagues and friends about the webinar, and hopefully you found it really useful, and spread the word that the webinars are there to help and assist people. Hopefully we'll see you at the next one. Thanks very much.
See you next month.
Bye for now.
Bye.